Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Variable Action Heroes. We have the Pokken Tournament Mewtwo, made by Mega House. Now, I just reviewed the Lucario. Lucario is actually not too bad, but when you consider the price point, they're about $60 to $70 each, especially Variable Action Heroes. They're kind of up there. Yeah, it's a little bit too much for what we're getting. I was a little disappointed with the Lucario. Well, we'll see how Mewtwo fares, or comparison with the DRs or SH figure arts right here. So I'll do a comparison like we did before. Yeah, we'll see. I got mine from Amiami. Yeah, so it's about $60 to $70. If you can get it cheaper, that's obviously better. These figures are, I would say, they're good at around $40 price point. 50 at the most, but not anything more than that. But yeah, it is what it is. Alright, so here's the box art, and seems like we're getting 3 effect parts here, which is great. Again, it's been a while since I played Pokemon, and I'm not too familiar with attacks anymore. And actually, this is based off a game, the Pokken Tournament, where you can have the Pokemon fight like if you were playing those versus game like Street Fighter or Tekken. So it's, or actually kind of like Smash too. Yeah. So here we go. Seems like you got a psychic effect part right there. This might be a Psy Wave. This could be a Mega Punch. Again, I'm just throwing out names there. It could be something else. Then we have Lucario right there. Some cool poses here. You can kind of see what's inside here. I just want to show the box, and I think that's pretty much it. Let me do a quick unboxing here. I always open it from the bottom. I did a quick peek inside, and yeah, it's actually quite good. And it's one of those, when you open up a box, it's always a little difficult. Let's use a hobby knife here. So what I usually do for this is you kind of open it from the use the back end of your hobby knife and kind of push it in and kind of wiggle it about. There we go. That way you don't crease the box. There we go. Sometimes I just don't really care. I just open it up anyways. Alright, so here we go. You got 3 effect parts there. Seems like we have a closed fist here, which is nice to alternate the face. You get the stand here as well as here. Alright, so let me get out of packaging and continue the review. Alright, so comparison between the two. Again, the right here is the figure arts or the D arts version. Then we have the Variable Action on the left here. Now, for those who are going to be asking how tall they are, the Variable Action is about 5 inch. Your figure arts is about 5.5, roughly around there. That's slightly bigger. Yep. And for those going to be asking, yes, I painted the Pokeball here to look like the Master Ball, since I thought it was a cool idea. I still think it is. So there we go. Now the problems with that I had with the with the D arts. Let's talk about this one real quick for now. Is the joints. The joints are loose. They tend to pop off quickly. That was one of my problems, especially for the tail. This section here, that pops off quite easily. And actually, this tail does not hold like that at all. You have to kind of fix it with, well, for me, I used a clear floor polish technique. You just kind of wick it on the joint, exercise a little bit, then I should tighten the joint. That's a quick way to do that, and that usually helped my problem, especially also with this clamp here on the waist. That is loose as well, and again, if you wick some of those floor polish, it should tighten that and have a better grip on to the waist. Otherwise, this whole tail thing does not work well, and especially it slides off through here. And even if you have this kind of raised up, you gotta have, well, actually that worked well. Yeah, anyways, that is the problem for the figure arts. Now looking at the Variable Action, you have less segments here, which is a good thing. And so far I don't have any issues with the joints. Seems like it's working quite well. Another thing that we're looking at is the articulation. Now you have the shoulder, elbow, wrist. We have the same here. For the waist area, kind of forget how we have it here. I think it's just a ball joint. You can move it side to side, get a little bit of wiggle room. Then you have the ankle here, and as well as the toes. For the variable action, you have the same articulation. So that's good. So less the tail, which you don't really need that crazy amount of articulation, kind of like a Godzilla. I think this one worked out quite well. And now we have this little base here, which is not too bad. I mean, we don't really need to have a fancy base. Just be able to hold him up. So just a quick comparison. Now let's take a closer look. Alright, so the first off is the head, and the one that came out of the box is the one looking to his right here. Now there's two other ones that are provided. There's one that looking to the left, and the one that looking straight forward. And that's great that they provided that. Now to swap this off, you get this a little segment here. There's actually a ball joint here on the bottom. This one just sticks out, so it just goes all the way in, and you pop this thing whole. Or the neck off. There we go. That's it. I'll probably keep this particular head for now, since there are certain attacks that he's looking to his right. So that's that. Articulation is fairly good. This thing is flexible in the back, and it doesn't really give you much what would we call this, like feedback that it wants to go back in the middle. So that's fine. Actually, a better term is restriction, I guess. Now moving on, you have the ball jointed shoulder here, which gives us a fairly good articulation. Then you have that swivel right there on to the bicep. Then you have your elbow. Then you get your ankle articulation. Now for the for the hands, they give you two extra ones aside from the one that attaches to the five parts. The closed fist. So let's do a quick swap here. There we go. It's a straight peg. Sometimes it's a ball joint. So let's put this on here. Let's see how that goes. All right, there we go. That's not too bad. Oh yeah, it's actually not too bad for the size. Sometimes the hands, they make it a little too big, but this one I think is just right, considering how big it is when you have the hands open. And having a little difficulty putting this on here. Sometimes you gotta have to wiggle it back and forth. Alright, so you have a closed fist. That's really great for certain things. Now the DRs or Figure Arts version has a flexible fingers, well, to the base of the hand right here. This doesn't really give you much articulation. He doesn't really able to do a closed fist, unlike this version here. So that's a good thing. I like that they give you that option to have that articulation. Moving on for the torso, let's see here. Seems like there's something in there, but it's kind of shut. So I cannot really move that top part. Now for the waist here, it's a ball joint on the top side and a hinge underneath here. And actually, if you move this down here, you can kind of see that hinge. It's one of those hollow rods. So that gives you a bit of articulation. It does show a little bit of gap, which it's a little unsightly, but you know, the trade-off is you're able to have him lean forward a bit more. So a little trade-off, and you know, with that hinge, you can kind of just get as close, so it's kind of hidden. It's not really a big thing for me. Now moving down, you have this little extra flaps here. It's kind of off. From the side, it's not too bad. This kind of actually, let's see how this thing is. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a straight rod. You get a little bit of hinges there. I wonder if you just remove that. I'm just kind of curious. That might be a good thing to just remove that. Let's see how it how it is with that thing off. Oh, it's kind of interesting how they did this. There's like a ball joint there. I think it's a giant ball joint here. Alright, so with that thing off, I mean, you can still see the joints there, but it makes him a little bit more slim, I guess. Because that's kind of how it is with the figure arts. You don't see any of that little gap in the waist, which I kind of like. Yeah, so I guess you can remove that. That's a good thing. But obviously, you don't want to. I mean, it's still kind of unsightly having that little gap there. And, alright, so good thing they've labeled that. It's a L there. So we can put it back the way it was. Yeah, we'll leave it. Anyways, I just want to show you that. So there's a little gap there, but this kind of gives it a little bit more, a wider stance. Seems like that's what they're going for, which is a good thing. And you can go like this for a kick. I don't think Mewtwo kicks though, but I mean, for other poses, I guess that will work out. So not too bad. Then you have your knee articulation here, which is fairly good. Then you have your ankle articulation, which is nice as well. And obviously you can swivel those. And you have your toe articulation. So this is actually pretty good. It's a very articulated Mewtwo. Quite nice. Alright, now for effect parts. Let's start with this one here. So I haven't really looked this up. It's probably Mega Punch. Well, it could be a Fire Punch as well. I don't know if you can teach Mewtwo that. Anyways, it's kind of hard to... Yeah, but anyways, this is gonna be a little tricky to put on. Be careful. Because there's not much space in there. Well, there's a little bit to put your hands on. But, yeah. Anyways, once you get in that part right there, you're able to do this pose for a Mega Punch. We'll go with that for now. I know, as someone will say, oh no, it's a different attack. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about the tail. You got quite a bit of articulation there too. This is a little odd here because it's kind of oblong. And if you kind of wiggle this way, you have a little gaps there, but it's in the back. Not too much of a problem. So, although that gap there kind of sticks out though. Anyways, you can do a very cool Fire Punch or Mega Punch move right there. That's really nice. Alright, so next part, let's take this out. I'm hoping the wrist joint doesn't stay there. Feels like it's going to. Yeah, it's one of those that could have been better. Come on. Almost there. Ah, jeez. Not a good design. So some of you might have a problem with that one right there. Alright, so I got these two hands here. It's kind of just hard to distinguish which one is which. I think they made it neutral. So, either one, well, I think this might be for the right. Has a little point. Well, no. The thumb shouldn't have that extra joint. You can kind of see that from there. This might be. Okay, so this is probably what's... Anyways, shouldn't matter much. Alright, so we're gonna go with this. Next effect part is this purple jack. I thought it was, does it bounce? Nope, it does not bounce. It just drops like a rock. It's kind of reminds me of the Jack and Stars. Anyways, seems like it is two halves. They've glued it together. It's quite hollow inside. So they kind of painted that design inside. Now you have this connection point here. There is a ball jointed end and a little stand here. So that works well for that effect. Now they give you a couple other attachments. You can use this one here, which is angled. Then you have two other varying sizes. And I guess for different heights if you want to use it. Yeah, so that's there. Otherwise, the other effect part is this right here. So I've seen a photo, and I'm right, the kind of like the pinky has a joint there. Goes on to the left. So let's try that one next. Alright, so the last effect part is this kind of like a psychic wave. I'm just gonna call it the Psy wave. Again, it could be something else, but you know, for the time being, I'm just gonna call it that. It looks cool. I like it. Likewise, you're gonna be attaching that. There's a little bit of a I had a little trouble because of the clearance there, but you're able to still put it on for that wrist joint, and it does look cool. Quite amazing. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it for this review. There is no Mew. If you're looking for Mew, that's on the D-Arts, and I think that was the initial release, kind of like bonus. Yep. And for those who are going to be wondering, you can use this for Smash Brothers. If you have the other figures from other lines, yeah, I think it's to scale. I think this is a better scale for the Pokken Tournament variable action. Having it smaller, I think it works well if you want to create your own Smash Brothers diorama kind of thing. Yeah, I think it works well. Because for the D-Arts version, they're a bit too big, in my opinion. Well, yeah. Well, it really depends on your preference. But the variable action here has more articulation, or more manageable articulation, especially for the tail. So I think that works a little bit better. Anyways, that's pretty much it for my review. I actually recommend getting this. It's a really nice figure for Mewtwo. It works out for me. And yeah, hopefully they make more from this particular line. And you know, after getting this, I'm more intrigued what else they have for the Pokken Tournament. I haven't played the game, but I always like Pokemon. And yeah, it'll be nice. Hopefully they make Pikachu a decent one, not like the figure arts. Even if they have a small one, partner it up with Raichu or something. I think that will work out well. We'll see. Anyways, that's about it for this review. Hope you guys like it. And that's about it. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.